Okay, good afternoon, folks, and welcome to Smudcast number 819. The Sonic anime movie is kinda misogynistic and also low-key, let me just read the rest of that, low-key boring. And then we have some sort of special object character that didn't get printed out by YouTube properly. So anytime you have a title like this and it has the word boring in it, I always have to ask, if something is boring, why are you talking about it? It's a very strange thing to have a video about that. So I'm assuming that this YouTuber is going to go into the hatred towards women. I don't know. In a freaking cartoon for kids. I don't know.
From the 90s.
Oh yeah, this is an OVA, I bet.
It's a 90s OVA.
I did saw part of the video, and she does bring up like the whole woman thing.
Sorry, what was that? Didn't hear you.
Who are you asking?
Oh, that thread?
Thread not. Is your mic working? I can barely hear you, sir. Okay, he's
flash in the technical difficulties screen from Simpsons. But
all right, well, he's somewhere here. Okay, anyway, this is
Jack.
from Melody Moon. She's about 9,000 subs. I've never heard of her. I'm assuming there's some feminism thrown at the screen for us here. And this has got almost 1,000 views. Came out about a week ago. And I don't know what else to say because I don't recall watching the original Sonic anime, whether it was a 2 or 3-parter or however it was broken apart.
It was a 2-part OVA.
Yeah?
I've watched it like years ago, and I hadn't watched it ever since. I remember briefs of it, but I remember enjoying it when I was younger.
I'm assuming you got the dub as opposed to whatever.
Yeah, I got the dub, and it's not perfect, I would say, but it's not terrible.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of the dubs we get in the 90s that were from OVAs are usually a mix. And that goes from like Macross Plus, which is like the best, like it's like 6 OVA or 6 episodes of an OVA slammed into one movie. And then you get like, I guess something like this where it's like only 2. They just put it together for the sake of it. I don't know what to expect. So maybe she has some arguments about what makes it good or bad. But anytime you start off with that title like that, you're like, oh no, here we go. What's going to happen with Sonic and his flagrant masculinity? I don't know. What's going to happen there? We don't know.
It doesn't go anywhere near that. Like it's just.
All right.
But
also for the record, Sega and those involved give so little of a shit about the copyright for the damn thing that the OVA is on YouTube right now.
Cool.
Oh. Cool. So Sega is like trying to pretend this doesn't exist?
Maybe.
All right.
I wonder. It wasn't that bad. I don't know why they would do that.
Anyway, let's see what she has to say. This is a 14-minute video. It shouldn't take too long unless she has some crazy things going on. Threadnought,
which I feel like she will.
Threadnought,
she will.
Sir, Mr. Threadnought, are you there? We haven't figured out your.
Yeah. I've just. I've
okay.
just.
All right.
Arrived.
Okay. Let's get going.
Where's the link?
It's in the voice chat that we're in.
It's in the DM group, yeah.
Yeah, I've just joined it.
Right,
there we go.
Now we can all suffer together.
Here we go.
Oh boy.
Sonic. He runs. So he has some movies. Not those movies. This movie. I just kicked my camera. Until recently, I had.
This intro is.
Yeah,
already with the quick editing.
It's degrading, but we gotta move on.
Remember, she's boring, or she finds Sonic boring, so everything she says is gonna be milquetoast to lame. So this is what you expect.
I will say this. Do you like the werehog and Silver in the background as Pockies or whatever those statues are called again?
Funkos.
The Funko Pops, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean,
I see Silver right there, yeah.
Yeah, I don't really care. And she's got a bow above her bed. I don't know what game that's from.
And a goddamn Twilight shirt.
Is that what that is?
Yes, it's Edward.
Ew.
Yeah, it's what's his face?
So she's one of these girls.
What do you mean? What do you mean, Thread? The actor? It's Pattinson.
Yeah, that guy.
The Batman guy. Anyway,
The worst,
Yeah.
the worst Batman.
anyway, whatever she is, it doesn't matter. It's her arguments that we want to hear on
Right.
things being misogynistic in a '90s show for kids and boring. I don't know why. Again, I getting hung up on this concept of boringness. I don't know how you can make a video this long when you're bored. It's just the strangest thing. Anyway.
That's why I don't discuss Five Nights at Freddy's, because I personally think it's just boring. And if I was going to remain objective, it would be biased for me to go over it because I just don't like the series. So I don't know why she's doing this.
It's more like a psychological attitude that you have no energy. Like I'll play a game, let's say a game I like or a game I hate, and I have strong opinions. So things I like, things I dislike. Whenever something gets bored, I'm like, I'm just bored. I have nothing to say. It didn't do anything for me. I didn't think about it. Nothing happened upstairs. Let's move on. That would be it. Because that's all life is. Why would you waste your... There was a book I read. It was about some guy. I can't remember his name. It was so lame, blah, blah, blah. Like, no one cares about your lame-ass opinion. Give me something that stimulated you and why. All right.
Yeah.
She sounds like more monotone. Well, she sounds more monotone and devoid of personality than I do. And all I have is the fact that I've got a British accent, which tricks people into thinking I have a personality.
And cocaine.
Oh,
okay.
do.
Anyway, let's keep going.
Sonic OVA. I loved Sonic Sad AM as a kid. I tried to watch Sonic Underground as a kid. I like talking about movies, and my Sonic videos do really, really good on Instagram. So
Is this a joke?
I don't know. Like,
Is she happy to be alive? Is she somebody like, oh, I'm so depressed? Is like the goth attitude?
I mean, I can tell you this, as someone who is trying to be goth, I have more energy than she does.
All right, all right, whatever.
Oh my god, I think she
Especially
she
when
might
Falcon
be in
teases
that
you.
list.
Yes, when Falcon teases me.
Anyway,
I'm gonna sell my soul, and I'm gonna talk about a Sonic movie. Also, I just have no greater joy in life than when I talk about Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Then,
You
okay,
must have a fucking miserable life.
okay, do you hate, like, what does give you joy? When I play a Sonic game, I'm happy, because Sonic is like my fucking childhood memory. Show some life, please.
it's hard to say whether she's
Again,
being sarcastic
I like
or not
her.
due to her tone. It's the
Yeah.
same tone, so we're not sure whether she's kidding around with all these special effects or she's just bored in general at life.
It
So-
seems like it. It just seems like she's just totally done with life, and I'm just like, girl, come on.
All right.
Opens up Eggman monologuing about how he made Metal Sonic and he wants Metal Sonic to, like, unalive Sonic. I can't say the word because YouTube will be mad at me. This is a family-friendly Christian channel. It's very cinematic, very mindful, very demure. I know that by the time this video comes out, no one's gonna be saying that anymore, but I'm gonna keep saying out of spite. Owl man.
Not right now, thanks. All right, I'll go use it myself.
Oh my god, why do they sound like this?
Tails is just like a little kid with his new toy.
Sonic, he is a child. He is literally 8 years old. Canonically, don't like that shot.
What's wrong with
Terrible
it?
shot.
Well, oh, okay, now I can
Rewind
see it.
Tails on surfboard. It looks.
Yeah. Okay, now
It
I
looks
see
like
it.
it looks like a fucking JPEG being superimposed over.
Oh man, what have they done to my boy?
And yeah, I do agree with her on the voice acting. The voice acting doesn't. It sounds rather irritating, but I think that might be. I think they might be leaning onto that. I think it might be intentional. Because listen.
Yeah.
Help me! Wake up, Sonic! Come on! Help! Ed, help me! Wake up, Sonic! Shut up!
I already have beef with this movie.
Yeah. You heard it right.
Yeah.
It's
mean-
fucking irritating.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sonic were annoyed, so yeah, it could be intentional because
Well, I guess I guess I'm trying to come from the
I
perspective.
hope not.
You know, like the Sonic Setter AM, like you know how like Sonic sounded like way past cool. I feel like if that was the intention to sound exactly like that, why not hire? They should have hired the voice actor that did the Setter AM cartoons and the adventure of Sonic the Hedgehog voice to do it.
Mm.
If that's what they were going.
Yeah, but there might be contract.
Yeah.
There might be conditions in contract that prevents them from taking part in other projects.
This is all dependent on the hiring director and anyone involved with the voice acting that tells them how to do it. So maybe the voice actors got bored and thought they'd act like, oh, I'll play like I'm 6 years old or something. It's like, why not? Sure, go for it.
I mean, it can work. It can work. It just depends on how you do it.
All right.
Because I know doesn't ignore people when they need help. Okay, the Sonic I know would go help anybody. He is like a symbol of hope. He's literally Spider-Man.
You're the one who can fly. You do something. You know help!
Why do they scream so much? It was a tragic plane crash, and now he's gonna help all of a sudden. But before, when his child best friend is drowning and screaming, he does not care. Hashtag not my Sonic. All of the
Okay, first off, you got that wrong. They didn't drown. They were about to hit a cliff. Sonic saw that. He dashed there as fast as he can to grab both of them. So you're taking something way out of context. Also, it's been a while since I've seen this, but there has been moments where Sonic has given a shit about his friends, okay? Like, let's be honest here. That part where he said, you can fly, you do something. What is Sonic supposed to do? He can't fly. Tails could just fly up and pick him up and carry him off, but he doesn't do that. And then when Sonic saw... Yeah. So obviously...
Miles can fly, yeah.
Yeah, so obviously Sonic does care, but... obviously Tails can fly. He could just fly up and pick him up.
Sonic trusts his friends to be able to handle things by themselves unless they get out of a depth, which is why when Miles was screaming while surfing, Sonic, was just relaxing and just not paying attention, because Miles can take care of himself for the most part.
I mean, he's not he's not a worthless character, lady. I mean, Tails is fully capable of handling himself, but when it comes to something that he can't handle, then Sonic will jump in.
I'm trying to see whether the character dynamic is more comedic or dynamic, or is it just a story about action? I'm sure there's some part of that in the games that we can see these characters being themselves and how it's a little different when they have voices. It changes your attitude. But I think the idea of being with your friends who are capable and trusting them enough that when they say they need your help, you could understand, or Sonic at least could understand, if they're just asking for attention, or this is not a dangerous scenario considering all the stuff they've got into in the past. So
yeah, well, considering this movie has nothing to do canon-wise with the games, but yeah, with this, I mean, Sonic, obviously he does care about his friends. We've seen different interpretations of Sonic, helping his friends. Like the Sonic movies, he's always looking out for Tails. Any interpretation of Sonic, he's always been friends come first. I'm gonna help my friends, blah blah blah. I mean, have you? I doubt you've seen it, Smud, but have you seen the Netflix series Sonic Prime? Or is it Prime? Sonic Prime, I think.
On Netflix, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that, no.
It's a good show. It's a damn good show. Surprisingly. Throughout that entire show, I'm not going to spoil it, but Sonic takes into a lot of consequences that he did because he didn't listen to his friend, and he's like, this is all my fault. I need to fix this. like Sonic is like, I don't know. I could go on about Sonic, but we'll be here all day.
Yeah. Well, there's another thing about the situation here is look at the context of where they are. They're
Right.
relaxing and having fun at a beach. So, you think, what could possibly go wrong?
Exactly.
Which is not a whole lot.
Not too much until the owl, until Mr. Owl comes along. Yeah.
Even though he didn't know he was on fire until Tail addressed, like, your wings is on fire. And he's like, oh, is that why I was burning or smoking?
All right.
Like, the owl is blind in this anime. He's somewhat blind.
Like, literally, like in the literal sense, blind.
Yeah.
These flowers look like Sonic, and I have a theory that there's like multiple of Sonic, like they're little pod people growing out of the ground.
I mean, those
and
are
he was
from the
just the
games.
first one to
Right.
pop up, and soon they will all.
Also, I'm not the first person to make the joke.
All of them will rise out of the ground and destroy the world.
Wants us to come to the presidential house right away.
Richard, please hurry!
You know, it might have been easier if you just called to tell us that.
Something I do enjoy about this movie, minus the fact that Sonic does not help people when they ask him for help.
No, bullshit. He literally said, like, we'll come to the mayor right away because the owl said there's some trouble. How do you correlate that? Oh yeah, I don't care about anyone. Meanwhile, I'm gonna go help the president. So, what?
I mean, in that very scene, he didn't say no.
Right.
It's sometimes it's just the fact that Sonic tends to have a little bit of a short temper, and also doesn't take bullshit from anyone.
Yeah, I mean,
Is a speedster. They all tend to be impatient because
Yeah, that
they
tends
can,
that,
they can perceive
mean-
perceive events fast enough to be able to perceive events while they're moving at faster than light.
yeah, that
It's-
tends to be the trope. Yeah.
I mean, in Sonic Prime, they execute that same idea, like
I mean, they make that a major plot point.
right.
It's the fact that he was so impatient that he screwed everything up, and he has to fix it.
I mean, he even admits, like, this is my fault. I should have listened to Tails.
And then at the end of it, when he does come back around to it, it's like, yeah, he makes up for it.
Yeah.
So it's like it's not a matter if he doesn't want to help, because the first thing on the list for Sonic in any game is to help others, like any hero.
To basically beat up Botnet or
Eggman.
Yeah, Eggman and his bots, so on and so forth.
It's just the fact that he doesn't. He's like the whole thing of that thread said is like he's impatient, and also he doesn't take he has problems taking bullshit from anyone. He won't take bullshit from anyone like that. It's like he's gonna get annoyed. He gets annoyed later in the movie. She'll probably show it, where it's like, why should I do this specific thing? And then he's given the context and goes for it.
Yeah.
It happens in this very movie.
All right.
So it's not that he doesn't want to help.
Here is
He lacks
Frog
patience.
Jupiter. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say he lacks patience, is impulsive, and
A hothead.
he's standoffish,
Low tolerance.
has an ego.
Yeah. All right.
Not so much the ego anymore. He kind of became more lax on that specifically, but everything else, yeah.
All right. Here's
Yeah,
the frog.
it's just a flawed character though.
Here's the frog
Yeah.
Jupiter. Thank you, sir, for the 2. Or sorry, the 5. Ooh, look at that. My eyesight's getting better. Just arrived. Performs a physiognomy check. Conclusion: poor relationship with father. Some college ed. A natural hair color. Red flags. All of them. I don't know what flags you're looking at, sir, but let's give her a chance.
Okay. Benefit of the doubt on the hair color. It can be that color naturally. It's rare as hell, but it's possible. Everything else, I agree.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see a flag in here, but
She definitely does give a little bit of a vibe of some kind of personal life baggage, at least a tiny bit.
yeah.
I mean, hell, it's probably true.
I mean, for Korean women, it's extremely rare.
I'm just
Oh.
making observations. I'm not saying anything else.
Let us continue.
Yes, let's
keep
continue. Yes.
in danger. He is very organically himself. He's very cool and nonchalant, but not in a way that feels forced, like recent things. Made a little YouTube short, TikTok, Instagram reel, hashtag
That wasn't a thing back then.
live, laugh, love, about this, and I was basically talking about how Sonic and the Black Knight is a great game, and the aspect of like the aesthetic and the vibes and the writing, because Sonic feels so much like himself, but not in a way that feels forced. But the actual game sucked. That kind of feels like the same thing.
Wait, didn't you say it was a good game and then it sucked?
She did praise she praised the aesthetic and the writing, but as a game it sucks. And I tend to agree sometimes with that sentiment. But what does that have to do with the OVA?
I don't know about the writing. I guess it's just okay.
No. Speaking from experience, that game specifically is pretty well written. But again, what does that have to do with the OVA when these are like 23 years apart?
And plus, these are different.
My question is, what the fuck is she talking about?
Yeah, why did she bring up Black Knight?
The thing, I don't know. Like this is why I said these two versions of Sonic are different from one another. Like the game, we obviously know how Sonic is supposed to be, but when there's like interpretation from the movies or shows, yeah, there's going to be some elements in there that is Sonic, but there's probably going to be different takes of it.
Yeah, and the one in this movie is a very distinct interpretation compared to the one in the games, where it is all meant to be the same character.
Yeah.
From the 90s all the way up to now.
All right, so she brought up a random, unrelated piece of media.
One of the games, yeah, and also a game that has the least ground to stand on when trying to compare itself to this movie in particular.
Okay.
Yeah.
Minus that one incident, Sonic feels like what he's supposed to be, and considering Sonic had only really existed for like 5 years up into this point, I think that's pretty impressive. But also maybe it's just the fact that he's only been around for 5 years, so it's not like there was much you can mess up. Anyway, the whole reason the Owlman is here is because he needed to tell Sonic the president needs to talk to him. So then they go to the president's, and then oh no, it was Eggman. Guys, I didn't see this coming. What the heck?
I really hope you're kidding.
Nobody didn't see this coming. Like, we didn't expect Robotnik to be there.
Well, to be there specifically, no, but to be in the movie in general, well
yeah, in the movie, duh, but it's like, when Sonic goes see the president, it's like, oh, he's just gonna go see the president, he's gonna be there, but he didn't expect, like, Eggman taking him hostage.
Well, yeah.
I mean, he's not sidekick.
I'm trying to gauge what boringness is to her, and then what is low-key boring if she's suddenly surprised by a twist in the story, and now she's having some emotional reaction. Like, how bored were you when you had this, oh, alas, my expectations were changed. This is odd.
Yeah. A little bit, yeah.
I will say this, Tyler, Robotnik is not the only villain that Sonic faces. He faces different villains throughout the game if you're going through that.
Well, yeah.
But if you're just talking about this movie, yeah, it's just Robotnik and Metal Sonic.
Well, the thing is, like, there was a long stretch of time during the games where, like, right at the end, Eggman got the plot jacked from him by some other godly creature or whatever.
You're talking about Dark Gaia?
I'm talking about the entire 3D era from Adventure to Unleashed.
Oh. Okay.
All right.
It's just they just wanted to try different things, and it's like it's debatable for each game, but that's a whole other argument.
Okay.
Can't believe that they would do this like that. I can't believe they'd do us dirty. He's holding the president hostage, and also the president's weird cat daughter Sarah. Monologue moment.
That's a ball.
Basically, Eggman lives in, like, inner Earth. That's not what it's called, but that's what I've been calling it in my head. And then one day, evil Eggman showed up and took inner Earth over. This movie's kind of really boring, so I didn't really understand anything that was happening, but I also don't know how to explain
What
it
the
back.
hell? Okay, honey.
Why did you not? If you didn't know what was going on, why did you not go back and rewatch it
Let's just listen to her
Whisp.
one more time, because that sounded like this is unscripted and she's rambling.
But the whole video sounds unscripted.
And showed up and took inner Earth over. This movie's kind of really boring, so I didn't really understand anything that was happening, but I also don't know how to explain it back to you. And something.
Okay, I think we could stop.
You wanna fit?
I think if you start saying, if I start saying, Gigaman, there's this game. I can't remember the name of it. I kind of liked it, but I kind of did. I don't remember what exactly why. You're gonna look at me like I'm a moron, and you're like, okay, Spud, thanks, that's great. Yeah,
Okay, here's a Cliff Notes. Basically a robot version of Robotnik took his shit from him. And the only way Robotnik thought he could get Sonic's attention to help him was kidnapping the president. That's it. That's what's happened so far.
Yeah.
In relation to Eggman.
I'm gonna skip a third because I'm waiting for the soggy knees.
No. We gotta watch it in full.
We might as well see the whole thing because it's like going through the movie. It's like, we gotta see what else she says about the whole thing.
Yeah, but
this is pretty simple to understand, and I want to hear what the hell she says.
If she says she kind of doesn't, but kind of does, I don't really like it, but no, you're on the fence. You have no idea what you watched. You're making a video for the sake of making a video. That's not why I should take you seriously. This is not someone I take seriously at all.
Yeah, but I'll just say, just watching for the video, there are some arguments she brings up that it's just like, how in the hell did you come to that conclusion? Like, she was saying, like, oh, I don't know if that cat girl is underage, but it's pretty...
We might have also just skipped over the kind of misogynistic part of the argument.
Yeah, we did.
It's going to be random. She's going to have a thought and feeling for every single second, and you're like, oh, this is exciting. Then I got bored again because Sonic sucks. Blah, blah, blah. And then it got fun again because he had a sword in his hand. It was so cool, and I like swords, and swords remind me of fish. I like fish, too. Oh, my God, he's talking to Tails. Tails sucks. That's all he's going to do.
Smud, the fact that you brought that up, she has the attention span of someone who is autistic, and someone who is on the autism spectrum.
Oh no! No. We have a much greater attention span than what she seems to have.
Yeah, but
that goes without saying.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying,
she seems
like,
to have the attention span of a goldfish with ADHD.
Well, to be fair, my attention span is not great, but I can pay attention to this way better than she can. Like, let's be honest here, because it's Sonic. That's my autism pill right there.
Anyway, we're continuing at what is this? 8 minutes? Okay, 8 minutes and 30 seconds.
In terms of the actual movie, all you need to know is like the robot Eggman turns out to be piloted by the real one. Knuckles shows up. Sonic and Tails fight the robot. And then they get here where Metal Sonic is created within the movie.
Yes.
Okay.
The basic details of what we skipped in terms of the actual movie.
I was wanting to read out this comment by Tyler Preston. We're done? Good. Who even suggested this video in the first place?
Anyway.
Some sadistic person.
Anyway, you guys voted on it. We're covering it, but we can only go so far because it's pointless to a point. And sadly, I don't know when that point is, so we have to find it, and I don't want to waste any more time. So let's just skip ahead to 8:30 and see where she goes from here.
Capture. Eggman is like studying his life force to put into Metal Sonic so that Metal Sonic could kill him.
Yeah.
Bro, you could have just killed him.
No.
I mean, to be fair,
part of
if he sucks out Sonic's life force to put into Metal Sonic, realistically, that would kill Sonic.
First off,
this is also, let me just say, this is also to prove, like, why don't, like, a villain like Sonic in particular, why doesn't Eggman just kill him every other time he has him captured? Well, that's something that a lot of people don't talk about. Robotnik / Eggman, it's like he's willing to play the long game to get rid of Sonic, which
He's
is
a
why
cocky-
yeah.
He's
Yeah,
a
go ahead.
cocky, arrogant genius, and the movie execute that very well. Like he is a narcissistic genius that he thinks he's better than anyone because he's smart. And when Sonic foils his plans, it just shoots him in the face.
It's like if you let's just look at the games of like all the plans Eggman concocts and like brings up. It's like, why doesn't he just kill Sonic? Well, again, like I said earlier, Eggman's more willing to play the long game in comparison, which is why he cooks up all the and Lord knows whatever plans he makes specifically to get at Sonic, and that's basically a direct counter to Sonic's own personality.
I mean, to be fair, like I think. Yeah, I think a good example is like Sonic Unleashed. When Sonic goes supersonic, Eggman captures him to use the emeralds to awaken Dark Gaia. I think I saw like an argument of people saying like, why didn't Eggman just kill him? It's like, well, he's already zapped out all the power from the chaos emerald.
He already took what he wanted. His plan is going perfectly. Everything's going according to plan up to that point. And he, for the most part, made sure that Sonic was a non-issue, at least for a while.
Yeah, but Sonic, turn him into a werehog, or I don't think he intentionally.
That was unintentional, but that still, at least early on, did benefit his plan.
Well,
Yeah.
the concept of Eggman, as far as I understand, the trope is that he's this evil industrial genius who,
yeah,
that is part of it.
Like a Bond villain will just go to all extreme lengths to be evil and silly and over the top. So, yeah, obviously, as a kid's show, you don't want the villain to just kill the guy as soon as he wins. There has to be tension. There has to be a plan. There has to be some nefarious, crazy switch machine that is so over the top unnecessary. It's inefficient. So, yeah, he would build a giant contraption to trap Sonic and do stuff with him. So.
Well, I mean, he's so
that people are missing out on, and those two words are pride, which is, he will create a convoluted plan that can deal with the hero, so he doesn't just have to shoot the hero in the head. And number two is honor, where he doesn't kill the hero while the hero is downed. He wants to defeat the hero in honorable combat. Which I was
going to say an example of that is Metal Sonic.
A lot of villains have, that one virtue where they are honorable, and that's why a lot of them end up failing.
And there's examples in the game. Sorry, go ahead. Finish your point.
Whereas, pride is a vice that a lot of villains also share.
Like Eggman at least has the common sense that when there is a threat bigger than anything he could possibly do, he can bite the bullet and help Sonic deal with the threat.
Case in point, I know I'm going to say the name wrong. It's not Sonic Fortress. It's when he goes to the digital world.
Well, there's several. There's at least Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Heroes, Shadow the Hedgehog, the 7th game, Sonic 06, and Frontiers, like you said.
Yeah, Frontiers. Thank you. Yeah.
I mean, when push comes to shove, it's like Eggman has an ego on him, but not big enough to the point where if there's something bigger, he's willing to step up and try to, swallow his pride and deal with that first.
Not only that, Eggman shows a lot of respect to Sonic. Like in Frontiers, he says, "I hate that hedgehog, but I respect him as an opponent because, let's be honest, Sonic has been his greatest opponent ever since he met him."
Yeah, and going back to pride being, the vice that a lot of villains have, means that they have to be the specific one who defeats the hero. They can't let anyone else defeat the hero. It has to be them.
Yeah, and on the flip side of that, it's like Eggman is so egotistical and self-absorbed that for a good stretch of the 3D era, one of his goals was to find a stretch of land big enough so that he could create his lifelong goal of Eggman Land, which he actually does do in Sonic Unleashed. And then after that goes down the toilet, he realizes I can't do that again because that's it. At the end of the day, it's not that much of a benefit. I was able to do it once, but not anymore.
I mean, there's a lot of times it's been like that.
No, but that's the one time he actually did it.
Yeah.
He succeeded, so why does he even need to bother trying again?
I mean,
Already-
it's
he
probably
already
out.
did it.
Yeah, it's like it's out. It exists now, so it's like he doesn't have to do it again. It's already there. But as a villain, it's like Smut said, the Bond that like I don't know, it's like the Bond villain thing that is synonymous with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, plus you need a villain that
and-
is capable of challenging Sonic. He can't just be beating the bad guy all the time. It has to be an actual challenge for conflict to occur. So
There's been a lot of challenges that he put Sonic through. Like, let's see, he defeated a god underneath the earth. He basically defeated in Sonic Heroes. Was it a giant metal dragon Sonic? Like, what was that? Final
The
form?
Metal Overlord, which was
Yeah.
Metal Sonic evolving and absorbing Eggman's fleet.
Yeah.
The Egg fleet.
And in Sonic Adventure 1, he defeated a ancient
Chow.
an ancient Chow, which
Okay.
it would turn into
Which
a
had a-
giant water eldritch horror.
It absorbed the power of the Chaos Emeralds.
And then he had to face. I know in Sonic Adventure 2, him and Shadow teamed up because they were trying to stop like some creature on the Ark, whoever that
The
name
Bile
is.
Lizard.
Yeah.
all right. Let's keep going.
All right.
Came all the way here and now you'll die here. Good job, Sonic. What did you say?
Among Us joke. Big epic fight scene. Sonic is dead. Slay. Metal
No, he's
Sonic
not.
goes to the old owl man and it looks like he killed him, right? Like it really looks like he just straight up killed him. But he did not. Keep up with me for this next part, okay? He destroys the entire island. He does not kill Owlman. He forces Owlman to wear Sonic's favorite clothes. Why does he do that? I don't know. Why are these Sonic's favorite clothes? I don't know. I feel like there could be some deeper meaning about like identity here. I don't think there is. I think the
No.
people that wrote this anime.
You just said there was. Or you
First
think.
off, the background she's talking about where Metal Sonic destroyed, it looked like that before Metal Sonic even came. It's like some kind of, I don't know, post-apocalypse area. Like, that area looked the same when he got there, so it wasn't like all damagedly damaged.
I'm trying to understand. Is she like asking herself a question and then pausing her recording and then researching it, and then she comes back with a cut and says there isn't, or it's not the case? Because it's a very strange way to follow her when you say something and then all of a sudden affirm the opposite. It's like, I think this is a really good movie. Cut. It's horrible. It's like, okay, did you figure that out? Did you do a review? Did you read someone else's opinion? Did you like what is going on here?
Nope, I'm just going on instinct. Also, someone in the comments
Video is horrible.
Also, someone in the comments said we should just have like a talk about Sonic and ignore this woman, and I do agree with that. I would love to talk about Sonic.
That's what we've been doing this whole time.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the only area I can't go on is the Archie comics, which I don't know where to find them. Like, I want to read the Archie comics.
By buying them online.
All right, let's keep going.
Yeah.
Might have been high. Don't tell YouTube I said that. That's just my opinion. I'm literally Matt Pat. Hashtag it's just a theory. Metal is destroying
Every single part of that quote-unquote joke was fucking horrible.
You see that ghost back there, Smud? That's how I feel, soulless.
I thought that's a happy ghost. That kind of like stretching out and going, I'm comfortable.
Yeah, but I empathize with that ghost. Like, Jesus Christ, he has to sit there and listen to this girl all night and all day. He's like, put me out of my misery. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
The only reason that ghost looks happy is probably because,
Tilted.
taking something.
Anyway, let's keep going.
every man is really happy about this because now he can move on to his next stage of his plan, which is marrying cat girl Sarah. He gives her a dress, and at first she's really happy about this because of course she is. Women love dresses. Of course she would forget about everyone who's dying on the ground. Tails goes on to explain that because Metal Sonic has all of Sonic's memories and feelings and likes and dislikes, that's why he gave the owl man his clothes. I don't think that's why. I don't know what's going on in this anime, but I don't think that's what happened.
Who are you?
First off, this is proof you did not pay attention to this movie. That's the whole purpose of Metal Sonic. It has everything how Sonic thinks, he thinks. That's how Robotnik even came up with this plan. He's like, well, if I can't beat Sonic with the tools, I'll just create a being that is just like Sonic, thinks like Sonic, has the same strategy as Sonic, and use that against him. He's done that in different interpretation in the Sonic franchise. Like in Sonic Prime, like they did that. They're like, what's the best way to beat Sonic? Sonic himself. And that's what they did. Like, if you think about it, it's smart when you think about it. Or
Silver Sonic, Mecha Sonic, Metal Sonic.
Right.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them.
All right, we're only we're almost done, but yeah, she has a very odd sense of concentration and memory for her opinions here. Not looking good.
I'm telling you, she must have
Knuckles.
ADHD.
I'm Sonic's best friend.
Back to Eggman giving teenage cat girl Sarah a wedding dress. She has an existential crisis about having Eggman's weird egg children, and Eggman says they're getting married because they're going to be the only ones left on the Earth.
Land of the sky is held together by a huge glacier which joins the continents. Beneath the continents lie rivers of magma that spread all over the planet like blood vessels. If the tip of the glacier was punctured by an explosion, the magma would rush to the surface, melting all the ice. Very backbone of our planet freedom would be shattered.
I don't think you...
It looks like Sonic Unleashed.
Yeah.
That really does look like it inspired Sonic Unleashed.
It does look like it.
All right.
And also the Earth, planet freedom. Why is it only held together by like a little iceberg?
Because that's how the narrative described it, honey. I don't know. It doesn't have to have some grand scientific meaning to explain things.
So, ma'am, it is a fiction reality. Yes, there are some logic you can apply to it. Like, we can't understand why there's a blue hedgehog that can run faster at the speed of sound. You just have to have some disbelief that that's possible in that universe. When it does become a problem is when it goes off of we know. Like, if somehow Sonic did not have his super speed, we would ask the question, wait a minute, throughout the entire lore of Sonic, he's known to have super speed. Why does he not have it? You would have to give a good reason why he can't run faster. Or why the Chaos Emerald, like, Sonic uses the Chaos Emerald every time he faces a final boss. If he doesn't use it in the other Sonic games, you would have to explain why. Maybe the Chaos Emerald wasn't there, or maybe he just didn't have it with him. Like, there are things you can explain, even though the world that you're in makes no sense. Like, I don't know how that planet is held together, but Knuckles explains it, that if these icebergs breaks apart, our planet is destroyed. How does that make sense? I don't know, but as long as they explain it, then we got context.
You did get your wording a little mixed up at the start, though, where you said you have to have some disbelief. It's you have to have some, you have to suspend your disbelief.
Oh yeah, okay, I'm sorry.
You have to be willing to suspend it.
Right.
And as long as there's enough verisimilitude, you can generally do that.
Plus, we're talking about a visual medium where they showed the actual ice and the magma. It's like, okay, look, there's the weird theory the artist and the writer had about how the world works. I'm like, great, I don't care. There it is. They actually drew it. They showed what would happen, and if it's a bad thing, what would occur. Visually, within seconds, we understood what was going on. And this girl's like, well, I don't understand it. It's like, I
mean, if I'm going to be honest, plus size elf when she explains like the portal, she can't go through it because there's a weight limit. To me, that doesn't make any sense. But that's how that world works. That's how that magic works in that universe. So,
What's size elf?
That's an anime, yeah, or manga.
yeah,
Actually.
it's literally my favorite anime, considering I have a bias for larger women. But anyway,
All right, let's keep going.
Shouldn't more people be concerned about that? Shouldn't they have like some security by that? That seems really unstable. So anyway, Metal Sonic and Sonic fight. Strange, isn't it? Blah 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 fighting.
Oh no! How is it that you're still alive, Sonic? What? What's wrong with you? What are you doing?
Don't look there, you pervert!
I get it. You're synchronizing yourselves with metal. This is my chair.
I have a couple questions about this scene. So first of all, it looks like he got hit in the balls, but does he even have those? Because as far as I'm concerned, in Sonic, no one has genitalia.
okay. First off, there was a part of context in this video that we did skip. She was saying where there was like a scene where Sonic gave the middle finger, and she's like, "Well, that's inappropriate for kids. Like, why can't you show that to kids?" And now she's being like, yeah, and now she's being like, "Well, these characters doesn't have testicles." Like, ma'am, you were just saying that was the middle finger was inappropriate, but now you're asking, like, does Sonic have testicles? If you want, like, you're not going to find that in a Sonic movie. The only way you're going to find that if you go to Pornhub, if you want to see that shit.
Doesn't Sonic have 4 fingers?
I think so.
Okay, so when he raises one of his fingers, how do you know it's the middle one, unless it's like the ring finger or whatever? And if that's the case, does not that mean something different in Japan or the UK or other countries to say what the finger in the air means? So
I don't think it means anything different in Japan. It's just that they're more accepting of it in children's content because, you know, different cultural values.
Right.
No, he has all 4 fingers. Maybe that middle finger was like an editing mistake, you know, things like that does happen. Like, we don't know, but her just going off like, does Sonic have testicles? It's like, you're not, well, first off, he's a guy, obviously.
So yes, he does. It's just that because it's a cartoon, they're probably internal because, you know.
It's a cartoon for kids. You're not gonna see that unless if it's like a cartoon for adults. Again,
it doesn't wear trousers.
Yeah.
So they have to be internal because it doesn't wear trousers.
Yeah.
You know, it's ironic she says that one scene is inappropriate, but she supports Steven Universe, which is probably the most inappropriate cartoon for kids.
And there's Eggman, and he's wanting to get married to this girl, and they're they obviously have this is just a stupid tangent she went on.
All right.
By the way, Smud, she does bring the argument saying like it's like, I don't know this character's age. It's anime, and all anime characters are underage girls to look older. Your thoughts on that?
We're talking about this person saying that? No,
Yeah.
It's a random thought she had, and now she's talking about genitalia without understanding this is a show for kids. And the girl's saying, "Oh, you're a pervert for, you know, because the Metal Sonic popped his head up under where she was sitting, and now he's stuck." And it's like, it's a silly cartoon. Why is she taking this so seriously? This is not for an adult audience to go, "Well, clearly this is an improper way to describe sexuality to younger kids when you have a metal villain whose his head pops out of the ground." And, you know, it's like, what? No, it's not an argument.
I mean, first off, lady, if you actually paid attention, Metal Sonic didn't do it for pervy reason. He just got lunged in there trying to chase Sonic. That was it.
Plus, it looked like she was kicking Metal Sonic in the head, not the genitals. So why are we talking about genitals in the first place?
Because it's funny, I guess.
Well, she brought it up. I don't know.
I don't think she said Metal Sonic got hit in the
No, it was Sonic.
About Sonic getting hit in the crotch. Yeah.
Yeah, but by what? Who hit Sonic?
I don't know. I didn't see what hit him.
Because the whole scene
hit him.
was that they're syncing their existences or whatever, so he could feel what the other one's feeling and thinking. So it's like, all right, someone got hit. I only saw the head. Anyway.
Be what I think. I've seen too much disturbing fan art as a child to think otherwise. So then Metal Sonic is like, he's like here. Catgirl Sarah's like, don't look up my skirt because it's an anime and we have to women anime.
Okay, fuck off. Fuck off. You women, I'm just saying this as women as a general, but women, some of them do the same thing to men. Even women wants to look at be pervy men taking off their shirts. It happens. It's not a bad thing. Get over it. Sorry.
All right. 2 minutes left.
Eggman's like, I see you're trying to sync up with Metal Sonic. Is Sonic doing that because he wants to look up her skirt, or is Sonic doing that for another reason?
Tails, get off!
I'm so sorry.
I never thought you'd stoop that low.
Knuckles, what does that mean? He's literally 8. Anyway, Metal Sonic suicides. Metal Sonic's dead. Rip Metal Sonic. Sonic kind of has like an existential crisis watching this.
Come on, don't look so sad, Sonic. It's not like you at all. She's right. You should be happy.
He's not allowed to mourn the fact that half of him just died. How can you be sad when we have to have the happy running ending? Yay. Okay, so here are my thoughts, right? It was cute, kind of.
Okay. It's sad because it's in the end of the day, it's part of Sonic died, but Metal Sonic kind of sacrificed himself. Let's be honest. If you watch the anime, and then after he dies, he said there can only be one Sonic, so that's why he decides to sacrifice himself and die. Like,
well, the idea of a clone or some sort of copy of the protagonist who takes on the properties of that character and sees themselves as a hero to do something good, and then you actually have the hero trying to save that character, and then they fail. So there's the fact that they failed, that brings them down, and the fact that they saw themselves in that character, and the literal, whatever you want to call that metaphorically, the brain or the body can feel that. So Sonic's getting hit on a few levels there. Even this is this silly little kids movie, right? But there's lots to work with here. So
yeah, even Sonic, and after Metal Sonic gets engulfed in lava, he still cries out to Metal, even though he was trying to kill him. It's like that's part. Even though that Metal Sonic is evil, that's still Sonic because he has the same memories, the same ideas, the same wants and needs that the original Sonic wants. It just kind of reminds me of Soma in a sense.
It looked like the ending to Terminator 2, where it's like, okay, I gotta kill myself for the betterment of the world. The difference is John Connor can feel.
Then it just thumbs up.
Yeah, but that's true because Sonic does a thumbs up too. But John Connor is like synced up with Arnie, so he's like can feel Arnie's body like melting. Like, I'm on fire.
Oh
dear. I don't know if that happened in the film, but if he was syncing up with them, so during this entire time he could feel what the other one's feeling and thinking what the other one's thinking. And anyway,
yeah,
a little too deep on the imagination there. Okay.
90s anime coded, like I watched a lot of Sailor Moon. I don't know how
anime?
to explain it.
What is anime coded again? What does that mean? I've heard I've heard of like gay coded and other things like that, but what's anime coded? Does anyone know?
It is an anime.
I love how aggressive you paused that, man. I was waiting for it.
Coded. I've never heard of like animation style coded or medium. Like this is action adventure coded. You're like, what is that? What are you talking about? The genre's jumping.
It's RPG coded.
Oh jeez, I don't know. Anime coded Sonic in the 90s. Yeah, honey, I don't know where you went with that.
I don't know either.
Threadnought, are you throwing money at the screen while you're... Okay, this is weird. Don't panic. He's only talking about the women, TM.
Yeah, I was just responding to what Fox said about, you women, and I don't mean all women, I just mean this specific type of
Oh, okay.
Oh.
But you were very specific about that being general. I was like, all right, fair enough.
Yeah, well, I know there's going to be some people probably going to watch it and is like, oh, so you're saying all women's are terrible. It's like, no, obviously not. We all know that. That's stupid. But I'm just saying that there are women that just, they like seeing naked, buffy men, you know? That's like, let's not pretend they don't. They act like they don't, but they do.
Women have a sex drive. This is true.
I'll pick.
All right. Okay.
Anyway.
It was created by a woman who really enjoys big, muscular men. And also women with big boobs and also sometimes big muscles.
All right. That's cool. Let's keep going. We have almost a minute left.
Anime has that same like vibe. Here's the thing that genuinely kind of pissed me off about.
So anime has a vibe. I don't know what vibe anime has because there's so many kinds of anime, but okay.
Oh, she's probably going to bring up like, oh, they treat women horribly in anime.
Ooh, last minute misogyny argument. Here we go.
Why is the only female character in this movie?
I
Why
called
is she
it.
written
Man,
like
I'm a
this?
fucking
I know
genius.
it was the 90s and it was an anime. It just kind of pisses me off that
Because it's a Sonic anime, maybe?
Also, why do you care if there's only one woman? First up, she has nothing to do with the plot. She's a background character. Why throwing in a woman in there is going to add anything? It won't. If it's not valuable to the plot, then why add another woman character in there in the first place?
Alright. Sonic OVA 1996. Okay. I'm just wanting to do a quick bit of research into the existence of one of the Sonic characters when she first existed.
Which one?
1990. Rosa Verasco. Okay. 1993. Okay.
Are you talking about Amy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Right, so she existed for about 3 years before this movie released. Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. So even if she, either way, even if she exists up to this point, it still wouldn't add anything unless the writer says like, Knuckle, she's there for some reason, but since the other's in trouble and she's the only one, I don't know, like I don't know, maybe like a scenario like both Sonic and Knuckles and Tails are trapped, so she's like, hey, I'll help with my giant hammer. Bang.
Oh, I mean, up to that point in franchise, she was just weren't she just Sonic's girlfriend and member of his fan club in a Sonic CD?
I think she had like a crush on him, but Sonic didn't.
She might have also appeared in the comics. Comics, alongside Sally.
In the Archie comics, Amy had a huge crush on Sonic, but Sonic did not had a crush on her. He was more into like Sally, and don't even get me started with the Sonic fans. They hate that Sonic in the Archie comics is in love with Sally and not Amy.
This was before Amy had. I think it was before Amy had super speed, but it was definitely before she was well known for using a hammer and for taking part in Sonic's adventures. So it's in that middle. It's in the middle of her first appearance and her first appearance where she was seen actually running around doing stuff.
Yeah.
So no point in that.
Let's get back to whatever she's trying to say here.
That was very obviously made for children, and it's very much sexualizing this girl. It's making her very dumb. Her only personality is that she likes clothes and that she whines and she says daddy a lot. And it just frustrates me because, like, why did you think this was necessary to add? And I know it's not just this, like, every anime does stuff like this, but
no, you are wrong. Not every anime has the girl being dumb. First off, what can she do? She is the father of a president, so she's not going to do much combat. So I can understand why she
Hold on.
only cares about dresses
Fox,
and these. What?
she's the father of the president. He said.
Yeah, she's the.
You meant to say daughter.
Oh yeah, God damn it. Okay, yeah, she's the daughter of the president, so she's gonna only care about dresses and all that stuff. Now, if her character was like, I care about combat, I want to do combat, then that would make sense. But she's not that type of character. Okay. Like,
Oh my god.
Oh my.
She's
Yeah.
she's Princess Elise from Sonic 06.
Also, how dare you? How dare you say that there's a lot of anime girls out there that are just stupid and weak, like you're describing? Nami from One Piece, she is way capable of handling herself. Plus, Luffy would die, as he said, without her because he can't navigate for shit. So don't you sit there and saying all the anime girls are dumb and terrible. Go fuck yourself.
Major Motoko Kusanagi is the leader of Section 9 when they're on the field.
Fucking, what's her name from High School DxD is the most powerful demon.
No idea.
Is the most powerful demon. So, yeah.
Is this the idea of her concept of anime coded? She has all these patterns in her head that she wants to say is good or bad, and these are all the bad ones.
I'm gonna read that wrong.
She never specified an anime outside of this one.
No,
Why does anime do this? Like, which one? Which other one? Can you show me? And how is it the same?
Reese Grammary. Yeah, that's her name. Reese Grammary. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just reading what the chat said. But yeah, Reese Grammary. Thank you.
All right. We have almost 40 seconds left.
It just pisses me off because, again, this movie was for children. This is the only girl character in this movie. I want to point out there's nothing wrong. Like, I love clothes. There's nothing wrong with being like...
Wait. You're saying she likes clothes and she complains a lot. But I like clothes. Like, what? Stop shooting yourself in the foot, honey. Here's a girl who likes clothes. I like clothes. There's nothing wrong with that. It's like, then why did you bring it up?
God. This is why gatekeeping is good, Keyblade says.
The majority audience for this movie is going to be, little boys.
Okay.
They're not going to want to see girls just go shopping, buying dresses and, flowers and pretty.
Yeah.
First off, boys.
If you're complaining about... If you're complaining about, like, not seeing more female characters in a Sonic game, go play the games, go watch the cartoons, or even go read the comics, because there are different girl Sonic characters in the comics. Like, you got Sally, you got, I know there was more. Who's that, Rami Bot, or the Robot Bunny?
Robot Bunny? What?
Yeah,
Are you talking about Cream the Rabbit?
No, not Cream. There was another Bonnie Rambite. Yeah, there we go. No, there was another. There was another
Bonnie from the cartoon.
Yeah, but she was also in the cartoons. Yeah,
Bonnie.
Yeah, Nicole. Well, actually, Nicole was more of an android, but yeah, they did give her like a form. So in the comics, but yeah,
that wolf was nasty. Her Bunny, nasty as a one-eyed snake, sugar.
Oh yeah, there was also a wolf in there in the Sonic girl in there. I mean, let's just be honest, there's a lot of different diverse characters in the Sonic universe. So stop complaining, ma'am, okay?
Let's see, Sally.
It's the fact that they're making her, she's just a dumb woman, and that's the only thing she likes and cares about. You don't need to do this in a child's movie. Otherwise, it was fine though. Sonic. I love Sonic. He runs fast. I was kind of bored. It was kind of boring. But yeah, anyway, Sonic.
Literally, you are probably on the autism spectrum, because you must have, because you're like, oh, I see Sonic. He goes fast. Me likey. That's like, come on. Actually, that's more of an insult to people with actual Asperger's or
Yeah,
autism because at least they
so-
pay attention.
If this is someone with autism who has an obsession with Sonic the Hedgehog, then she'd be able to she'd actually know Sonic's date of birth, some esoteric detail like that. She'd be able to go into great depth about how much she loves the franchise. She does not go into any of that.
All right.
This is just an
Keyblade.
insult. This is just an insult to all Sonic fans
Keyblade.
out there.
When's Sonic's birthday? Do you know?
I just after a certain point, I just had nothing to say because what the fuck is she on?
Yeah, we're done. It's good. Let's go to memes. It's a little more fun here.
There's plenty of memes at the very least, so we can just
Ooh.
balance it out.
All
right, starting with
June.
Yeah, all right. Smudge, starting with Dr. Chrisman.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with Latinas, but apparently Latinas are numero uno.
I just love Latinas, Sonic.
I hope that's a quote.
What?
It's an edit, but it's still funny.
Oh,
What are brothers for?
that yeah. In case you don't know the context, Smut, there's another AI or robot in that Sonic universe.
It's an AI called Sage from it. She debuted in Sonic Frontiers.
Yeah, and the character in the background, that's Tails Sonic. I don't know where exactly he came from, or maybe
The Tails doll, which is from Sonic R.
Okay.
All right.
And then Metal Sonic punting Sage because they're both creations of Eggman.
Yep.
Next.
I am the Eggman. What most people think. What I think. Har har.
Oh, you skipped it. Oh, you skipped ahead. I thought you were going to read the Sonic Boom
It's
one.
too much.
That is true. That is Eggman.
Yeah, it's just
right there.
It's just 3 panels, but yeah, I can
I'm
understand.
going to enslave humanity and force them to service my machines.
First Green Hills, then the universe, then the multiverse, and who knows? Maybe that'll be enough.
Yeah, that's just a jab at a whole lot of things. It's just funny. It just makes it funny. And it's like we may have our disagreements about Jim Carrey being cast as Eggman, but
Oh, I
he pulls
love
it
him
off.
as Eggman.
He's a pretty good Robotnik.
He's doing a great job.
Yeah, I'm loving it. What the hell?
We did the face-up thingy. It's magnificent.
Why?
And this is official.
Why?
Because it's funny.
Oh god.
All right, hold on. Which one is Smut at? Okay, no, we're good.
Yeah, we're.
Yeah, this is the father and daughter at the breakfast table.
Yeah.
This
That's
bad boy
cute.
can fit so many helpless animals in it.
Hey Sonic, is that Shadow with you? Yeah. Isn't he dead? No. Long story.
story.
He's better now. Cool.
Yeah, because he at the end of Adventure 2 he died, but then the very next game retconned it to that like 2 games after was retcon. No, Eggman saved him before he made Impact. Before he came down.
I mean, so originally in Heroes he was a clone.
It was implied he was a clone.
But he's replied as the ultimate life form, as far as we know.
Yeah, it's like there's hints to where it is the real Shadow.
Is he drowning in his sorrows at a bar,
Yeah.
or is he toasting Sonic for his victory?
Knuckles, you have wonderful eyes.
Could be.
She's
Could be.
lost her mind.
They pretended to be security guards to see the Taylor Swift concert. Okay.
I'm not gonna read all that.
Kids have crushes, men have girlfriends. I have 70 alternate accounts.
Kids having crushes, men having girls.
I just read that one, dude.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the world's largest emerald is up for auction.
Of course, Knuckles.
Here I come, rougher than the rest of them, the best of them. Yeah, the referencing is one of his theme songs. And then a comparison here.
I'm not sure
There's-
the comparison to Black Goku and
Goku Black. Yeah, there's not much. Anyway,
Okay.
meanwhile, me explaining he's a robotic copy made by an evil scientist and not the real Sonic. My robotic copy.
non-Sonic fans. So you're a Sonic fan? Sonic fan. What give you idea?
What gave you that idea?
Okay, I'm insulted by it because you have no idea how many fan arts drawings as a kid I made of Sonic.
I need at least 6 hours of sleep tonight. Me. 5 minutes should be plenty. Here I go.
Eggman with Sage. Eggman with... I
The
can't
rest-
read that.
Eggman with Sage. Oh dear, gorgeous. Eggman with the rest of his creations. You fucking donkey.
Oh, that's great. Oh, this is a long
Oh,
text.
no, not that long. I get. When an ancient water monster destroys a major city, a 50-year-old space station nearly destroys the planet, and an alien army invades Earth, and it's only 1 year into your term. Oh yeah, the president.
Oh, yeah. I
Like,
forgot about that.
oh yeah.
It's a
And
bit too
Yeah.
small. Yeah,
Oh.
I'm not gonna read that.
the comic stuff. That's fine.
I've never read.
This is just the comic pages are just referencing a couple Sonic games.
Yeah.
Uh,
Every world.
I
has
miss
its
my
own-
my Tails. I'm sorry a lot. I'll be okay. Do you know the way?
That Werehog. That's from like the animation.
Now
that
this
I
one,
think-
this one is just a reference to the OVA, but instead of Metal Sonic, it's Minecraft Sonic.
oh,
But the lines are actually from the OVA.
Knuckles. No slot.
No, Knuckles. No, shoot. I mean, like on a person. Oh my god, I'm dying. Yeah. An unimpressed father takes his excitable weeaboo daughter to an anime convention. Yeah, I guess.
Look and feels cool. Actually,
This kind of looks like it's from the official comics, but no, this is fan art.
yeah, it's good. I like it. It's cute. Let's see. Oh, these are like this movie is a true work of art. Yeah, there are some things that when you pause it, there's like some good pics you can get out of it, like for memes. Say the line. Strange, isn't it? Yay! Love it. Let's see. Oh yeah, throughout Sonic's history, it's just showing Shadow just beating the absolute shit out of Tails. Like, that's not an understatement. Sonic in the skiff looks like he's judging your choices and footwork. Oh, honey, those shoes. Okay.
just tell her you're beautiful. Good idea. Thanks. I'm beautiful.
That's a good one.
Fine, I admit it. I still can't swim. I never took those lessons at the community pool. Sonic, you promise.
Promise. They wanted to put me in the beginners class with the little kids. I can be swimming around with a bunch of 5-year-olds. They could be so cool when they see weakness. That's why on the first day you have to beat up the biggest one in the yard. Knuckles, that's prison, but only if you let it be.
God.
Knuckles is such a savage in that show. They took the Knuckles as an idiot thing from the main series and they ran with it, and he's basically one of the best characters in that show because of that.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
Avengers is the best crossover in the industry. Indian bag makers, yeah, the bootleg shit.
Obama.
Seriously, I can speak from experience. Like, the bootleg scene is absolutely insane, demonstrably insane with the shit they put out. Dear Lord, yeah.
Obama.
And would you believe me if I told you there was worse than this? But I'm not gonna do it after that. Meanwhile,
I've seen worse than this.
I keep forgetting Cream's mom's name. What's
Vanilla.
her name?
Vanilla.
also, yeah, this perfection.
She's doing
Are you
olive cream.
perfection? Are you serious? The golden ratio, son of a bitch. It is that. I mean, the design is damn near perfect. I'll give him that. I smell an emerald. It's yours, isn't it? I sent it to.
Ooh la la!
Oh yes.
It's not my fault. I'm always right and have big boobs. Okay, Sega know what they were doing, and that explains a lot about me.
I mean, the
Rouge
point
is
proven
a
by the next
fan-made
one.
character.
Animator, please, I just want to go home. Sega, make Rouge the pad and give her realistic boob squish.
Sega, you know what you're doing, and it's your fault you made me this way, Sega.
The small. I can read the small. I can read the small one. Paramount is hesitant to use Rouge in Sonic Movie 3. They find her to be a walking distraction, even for Dr. Robotnik, aka Eggman. Others want Rouge in the movie because of reasons.
All right.
That's how it read.
Luck.
So
Good luck.
with furries.
Good luck.
I guess.
3 hours later, your breasts.
Your breast reduction was a success. Where's Big? Who do you think took your? Oh, and they put it in him for his cheeks.
Oh God,
his face cheeks.
You know that new outfit she has from Sonic Prime. At first, I was like, "Oh, they should have kept like her original design," but it's like, no, it's actually
That basically sums up the one of Robotnik falling into the explosion. That pretty much sums up his character in the movie.
Later, haters.
And then, what are you two fucking looking at? Look back at him.
I'm cringing, but
I am cringe, but I am all of me.
The music.
The reference to the singing song. I only got one chance. Pow. No discourse, no bartering, only no discourse, no bartering, only elimination.
I think I got to that part.
Is it what? What are you talking about, Thread?
Sonic with a gun, is that supposed to be a reference to
It might be a reference to Golden Age Batman, but
no. Batman Final Crisis. When was
the Dark Side thing? Well, it's not.
Is this fan made or
no? That is from the old. I think the Archie comics.
Oh, it's official.
Yeah, I think it's from the old Archie comics.
So it won't be a reference to it. Okay.
So it wouldn't be now. But that's it. That's the memes.
All right.
Well, I would just say this: those are some great memes, and I want to keep some of them.
Usually, with I do like that with such crap videos, we get some really good memes out of them.
Yeah, well, we got a lot out of.
Okay. Clarification: the Sonic with a gun is from the Fleetway Sonic comic, not from Archie. Fleetway's another like comic brand thing, you know.
Okay, but
from the Fleetway comic.
But what time period are we thinking? Are we thinking 90s,
I think
90s?
No. I think the Fleetway comics were 90s.
90s. Okay.
Yeah, it was secondary to the. Oh, it's British. It's a British comic company, Fleetway. But it was still it was in the 90s alongside the American Archie comics run.
So, I will say this to anyone
And
out
Fleetway
there,
can get crazy.
After watching all this, you should go respect Sonic and go eat a chili dog. Those are good.
Or just if you haven't played the games in a while, it's like play some of the games. It's like a lot of them still hold up. Some not as well as others, but hey,
they're still playable. Like Sonic and the Seven Secret Ring. Well, okay, maybe not Sonic and the Secret Ring.
Yeah, Secret Rings.
Or you can just enjoy some of the music.
I mean, to be fair, Secret Rings is not so much the game itself, but more so the motion controls because it was on the Wii.
Yeah.
And it's also the fact that it's a reworked version of a scrapped Wii port of Sonic 06. So they had to take what they had and make something new out of it. That's a whole other story, though.
All right. Well, that was pretty. Well, I made it a quick video because
gotta go fast.
She was. Not
the best way I can put it is it's mediocre at best, honestly.
It's just boring.
That was one of the videos of all time.
Like maybe if she put some energy into it, maybe, but no, she was like number 15. Sonic is terrible. Like that's literally her voice. Just
Yeah.
No. She'll put more energy into it.
That is not how you review a movie.
I would rather
No.
she has definitive opinions and thoughts as opposed to changing her mind the next sentence. That would not be very good for conversation.
I kind of understood it, but I kind of didn't, so I can't explain it to you, but maybe kind of. So fucking get out of here.
I was just kind of infuriated with her just being like, I hate it, but I also like it, but I also hate it. It's like, so do you like
But
it?
it's also
or you hate
but it's also boring and kind of such.
Yeah, like
Make up your mind, will you? This is not how you do any kind of video on any piece of media.
I mean, I will give my thoughts, like, you know, I don't know, maybe a good example, like Sonic and Superstar. I like the game is fun, but it's not my favorite game. That's all you need.
Yes, opinions, which
Yeah.
this bitch somehow seemingly did what was not able to convey well enough. Ugh.
Anyway,
Also, well, go on.
Keyblade Overlord. Get me the link to this video so I can dislike it.
it's the name of the title.
I
of
will.
Why
the show.
would you want this link of this video? It's terrible.
Anyway,
It's like, at least it's like, and again, the fucking title is like, no.
Also,
That
title-
one character at the end, what the fuck?
Also, that title for Scott Pilgrim, ma'am, that movie is just awful. You're better
Yeah.
off with the comics. Go read the comics; they're better.
Oh yeah.
all right, guys, that was a Anime Monday. I'm glad we actually had an anime to cover, just with a very strange critic. So anyway, keep them coming, keep the suggestions coming, and the voting going. We'll
Yep.
see what we get next week, and we will talk to you soon. Have yourself a good one. Good night.
Bye. Have a great time.